Okay, now that we have a basic violin, okay, this is part two. All right, part two of the Reason 12 Studio Basic walkthrough. So this video hopefully will be no more than 15 minutes. Okay, so we went through the basic introduction. We clicked on everything. I showed you how everything worked, right? Mixer, browser, how to get things, and we're making a beat in a way that I never really do. It's unique to me. So I never really just click on the sound and connect it, but here we are. So if you followed one introduction, you follow part two, you're in part one. Now you're in part two. If you haven't watched those, go back because you're going to be confused. And it's only about 10, 15 minutes a piece. I'm going to walk you through how to make a beat. It may not be the best, but at least you'll understand how to get started. Okay, and then we'll take it from there. So this is what we got so far. All right, so we got the. Now I'm trying to figure out what the next thing to bring. Now, usually, typically, what I do is I start to bring in the bass here, boom, boom, boom. So I usually bring the bass drum or the actual bass. So instead of actually bringing the bass drum in, I'm going to try to actually bring the bass piano in. So I'm going to find like a bass line, right? So I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to feel it out. So what I've been doing, instead of just playing how I usually play, which I'll do in another video, I've been just finding actual clips. So I'm going to add another track, call this one an audio track as well, and I'm going to add more. So we got the bass drum here. Let's click on um, deep house, drum and bass, electric, hip hop. Let's see what they got in hip hop. It's random hip hop, but I want a specific bass sound. So let's go back to the top. There we go. Bass, acoustic bass, electric bass, synth bass. Let's go. I'm just gonna randomly pick synth bass. Okay. And these are all old generic sounds. There's nothing spectacular, but I'm still gonna play with it. Okay. I typically look for hip hop. It's just a natural thing, but I'm just gonna randomly pick some. Let's see what this one sounds like. Okay, so opposed to actually just copying, pasting right here like it did with the last two, it's actually giving me an instrument. So I'm gonna play it, right? So I'm gonna put the clip back on and listen to this for a while, see if I can find something I like. I'm gonna turn the click off. I hate the click. Okay. So now I'm just trying to find a basic sound I like. So for the sake of time, I'm just gonna find something real random, okay? And I think this is gonna be it. No, I don't like that. I like that one. Okay, let's stick with that. So it's, I think that's long enough. We only have, what, 5 bars? So I'm going to put the click on and a pre. Now, you saw what I just did? I just repeated it twice. In essence, I could have just did it once and then copied and pasted it, but fuck it. I figured why not. And I did it really fast. It felt uncomfortable. So now that it's down, let me make sure it sounds good, though. At least so it doesn't, I don't have to change anything. Turn the click off. Okay, it's good enough. Okay, it's good enough. So the click is off. I'm going to listen to it over and over. I don't like how fast it is. Dun, 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 dun. Right now it's at 120. So let's just shoot it down to 80 real quick, just to get a quick feel. way too slow. Right, way too slow. So let's experiment. Let's try 90. Still too slow for me. Let's go up to 100. Better. So I'm going to keep it here for the sake of just keeping it here, okay? I don't like the sound on the string. I don't like the sound on the actual clap. And I don't really like the sound on the bass. Because it's just real raw and basic and generic, but it is what it is. So but what I am going to do for the sake of organization, I'm going to change the name here. See, it says string. I named the string, and now I'm going to name the clap. Okay? We're going to call this the clap, just so I don't get lost. Okay? And then we're going to call this one the what? We're going to call this the bass, right? This is what it says. It says the driven bass. So we're just going to call it the bass. Okay? It is what it is. Nothing special. Now, I can click this if I don't want to look at it and go back to the machines or click the sequencer. I generally try to keep the sequencer up because really, from the place you record it to the place you put it in, it's the most important thing. But I really like to see this view better because I can see the machines. For some reason, I just like it more. It is what it is, right? So now we have these three elements. We have the string, we have the clap, we have the actual bass. Nice, right? Three different elements. And notice we're only inside of the first 5 seconds. So we're going to play with how to actually build out this song and its development and its composition. Okay. So I don't like how loud they are. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm going to make the bass a little bit higher. So it's louder than everything else. And I'm going to bring down the other things. Okay. So I'm going to close out this browser. And I'm going to open up the mixer, which is where the real volume is. Okay. Can you see that? String, clap. This is not named. This is nothing yet. So I'm just going to push it over here. I'm going to mute the rest for now, just so I can have some sanity. Because I'm focusing on the bass right now. So I like the bass. And I don't want to go too crazy up here with it. I want to keep it there, like around 0. Just try to keep around the original space to not go crazy, right? So let me hear the clap. Clap is too hard. I don't like it. So I can turn it down in the mixer, or I can find it down here, clap. And I can turn the volume here. See that? Same thing though. Right? It's the same thing. It's moving the same nozzle. Right? So I'm just going to turn it down here. So it's sharp enough to get through the bass, but it's not just hurting your ears. And you notice how it's kind of around the same area? See, it's not going so far. It's staying like within this range. Let me turn it down a little more. I feel more comfortable with that, where it's like right where the bass is. A little bit more. Why not? Why? Just a little more down. Now I feel like it's definitely inside the space. Now I'm going to turn back on the string. See how loud it is? Yeah, that hurts me. That hurts me. I'm going to turn the volume down. See that? Now at least they all live inside of a certain home together. Nobody's way over here, way down there. They're at least stopping around here. Okay? Which is around 10. Okay? They're both stopping around the 10 mark. That's fine. We just got something really basic. I haven't played with any of the sound. I haven't tried to do anything crazy with that. But boom, we understand that there are 3 different parts. Okay? Now I want you to think of these sounds as placeholders because they're really generic, they're really simple, they're cartoonish even, video game sounding, but they're placeholders. All we got to do is find different instruments and put them in their place and it'll sound so much better. Or really, we could just actually start sequencing. We can actually start playing with the actual sound itself and really do some crazy shit with it. Okay? So but it's a good placeholder. Okay? So now that we have the bass, I want to focus on the bass drum. Finish off the video with that because I don't want to go no more than 15 minutes. So let's see what we can do with the bass drum. Okay, so I'm going to go back into the browser like I've been doing recently, and I'm going to look for a bass drum. We went into the synth bass, and that's what we created. There's drums. Do I see a bass? It says drum kits, drum instruments, bass drums. Boom. So I don't know what the hell I'm about to pull up, but I'm just going to pick one, okay? Now, obviously, when you start making beats, you want to play with different sounds and put it under a microscope. I'm just going to get real generic and just randomly pick. So I'm going to put a kick driven. Let's see what this sounds like. Did it pop onto the actual sequencer, or is it an instrument? I think it's an instrument. Yep. Okay. Let's see what we can get. See if we can get in where we fit in. Now, since I'm focusing on the bass drum, I'm going to change the name of this to the bass drum. And I'm going to mute everything else because I don't want too much other instrumentation clouding my brain, right? So I'm going to mute this. I'm going to mute the string and the clap. And I'm just going to focus on the drum or the bass section of it, okay? Now, I may turn back on the click, yeah, just so I know where I am. Turn it up a little bit. So I'm going to do that. Real simple, right? Just because, why not? All right. So I got the pre on, I got the click. Let's go. All right. So now we have our bass drum present. Now I don't feel like the bass drum is popping like it should, but I know it's there. I got to bring it up a little bit in the volume, right? So let's see. Let's see what it looks like. It looks like it's kind of where it's supposed to be. I'm going to turn that click off. I hate the click, but it serves its purpose. Okay, so that's fine. This area is decent. So I may want to add more of a bass because it's just the synth bass is pissed. I don't like it. Okay, I may want to. I'm definitely gonna do something with it. Again, these are all generic sounds, but it's a placeholder. So I'm thinking, should I just replace the actual sound of the bass at this point with the bass drum? But no, I just want to lay out a template for you so you know how to get a basic song. Again, we are only 5 seconds, okay, into the song. So that's it. And we can always copy and paste and do more and add on. And as we start, we may want to start with the bass drum and let that play out for a while, then add in the claps and then transition other stuff in, right? So we'll figure that out. But let's listen to what we have so far. Okay, I'm going to turn everything off. Okay, so we got a basic. Okay, so now that we have that, I want to marry these all together. Okay, I've been working on them separately, but now they're starting to become a family. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to join the clips. Okay, just so I know that they are family, they're not going anywhere, they respect each other, and they appreciate each other. Okay, hold on, let me make sure it's not recorded. All right, let me see. Actually, they're already joined. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and I'm going to duplicate it. So it's instead of 5 seconds, now we have it at 10 seconds. So it'll keep looping. Now in time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take stuff away and I'm going to add stuff in so the song can develop. Right now I just started playing with a sound, but again, like you're writing a paper or a movie, right? It needs an introduction and it needs an ending. And in the middle explains the bridge between the intro and the conclusion. Right now I just have the bridge. We're just creating the bridge. Right, the actual main part of the song. But then we need the other pieces, the kind of the intro and the conclusion or the end to kind of make it make sense, right? And this part doubles, right? So we're at 9 bars at this point. So let me see. What should I add? I don't want to start changing the actual sounds of what I have so far. I just want to think what else I may want to add to this. Okay, these sounds are horrible. There's nothing dope about them. These are not great. They are placeholders. Okay, so moving forward, we're gonna focus on critiquing, changing, editing, and then making this into something that actually sounds dope. Now, there's a few websites where I like to upload sounds because they're more 2022. You know what I'm saying? They're fresher, and I don't have to do as much work. I can just say, oh, that sounded dope. You know, let me get some dope drums to put with that. Oh, that's dope. But I just want to walk you through the basic process of what this is. So I know you don't know yet how to use what these things are exactly, right? The cut tool, the eraser, you know, the snap, the bar, we touched on that, what position you're in. All these things are foreign to you. They scare you if you don't know what you're doing, and to some degree they still scare me. So I get it. But we'll get through it. Okay? We'll take our time, we'll figure it out, we'll ask questions, we'll go over the manual. But I want you to take your time. I don't care if it's a year, I don't care if it's a month or a week, where you watch one of these videos and you go to the second video and then you go to the third, and we work through it over until we finish, until we get to a point, right? The familiarity element of it is just actually doing it. So I try to make these videos 15 minutes. This is already at 17. I'm going to shut this one down, and we're going to go into the third video.